Hey guys, Sean Klinger, Vital MX. This is a test of the all-new Polisport Pivot Unbreakable lever. They come in lots of different colors. What we have, we asked for a couple different kinds. These guys are going to fit all KTM, Husqvarna, Gas because they're all the same levers across those brands. So we ordered some of those, and these are in the gray. But they also have orange, they have blue for Yamaha, they have red for Honda. They don't have a Suzuki yellow, but they do have a Suzuki gold, or they do have a gold that could work for Suzuki, and I think white as well, black. So what are these? These are replacement levers for your dirt bike, and they are unbreakable according to Polisport. Basically, the actual hardware and the metal pieces are aluminum, and those actually, I mean, they have really good finish to them and really high quality. They use the stock hardware, so when you replace your lever, they have the kind of typical bend forward motion where you can, if you fall down, the lever will pivot forward and not break. The adjustment on it is a little bit different than standard KTM, Husqvarna, Gas, where you can adjust it with your hand. It's more the standard where you have to adjust it with 2 wrenches, but that's not a big deal. What makes this unbreakable is basically a combination of both metal and plastic. Right out of the box, they look like plastic levers, and that's what I thought they were. ARC levers came out with the Mimlon unbreakable levers quite a while ago, and those are all kind of a specific type of plastic blend that is malleable, so that if you crash, it can fold and it can bend in pretty much any direction, and you can bend it back. These take a different approach. It isn't specific on the website or their marketing material of what exactly this material is, but if you look through the end of the lever, there's a ball, and you can see that the inside is actually metal. There is metal inside of here. I think that is what is allowing this lever to bend if you crash. And then the plastic is kind of making sure it's not so brittle that it snaps. In those two things in combination make it unbreakable. So when I first got them out of the package, I tried to bend them with my hands, couldn't do it. The Mimlon from ARC, you can actually bend with your hands a little bit. These guys were so stiff that I couldn't bend them. So then I stood on them, and I still couldn't bend them. So riding with them, I'm like, I don't really understand how these work or if they're even going to bend. Well, riding off-road, I did have a tip over, and I bent the clutch lever, and it was all kind of bent out of shape. And then when I got up, I was like, oh, okay, didn't break, did bend. And so I was able to bend this all the way forward and kind of use that all the way forward lock to bend it back a little bit into the normal shape. More so, it's not something that you're going to crash, have a bend, and be able to bend it back with your hand and continue with exactly the same lever. This is more of like, it's not going to break, you're still going to have a lever. It might be a little wonky to finish your race or finish your moto, and then when you get home, you can use a wrench or some pliers, or put it in a vise or something and really bend it back, because these are much stiffer, so they feel more like metal levers than the ARC Mimlon levers in the past. So riding with them, feel-wise, they feel like rigid plastic levers. They don't have any extra give. There's no extra squish or movement. They feel completely normal. What is a little bit different, and I can't say since I haven't ridden with these with all different brands of dirt bikes have different OEM lever shapes and different feels. The Polisport unbreakable levers that come for the Gas, which are the same for the KTM and Husqvarna, they don't have exactly the same shape as stock. Looking at the stock versus these, the width of the lever is actually, the Polisport is narrower than the stock. So it feels a little bit more like maybe a KX lever, not quite all the way to that point, but it's more of a It's less tapered, and it's a slimmer profile, and it has a little bit different curve on the front. Not a deal breaker for me. I'm not that picky about it. I like the stock levers on the Austrian brands. They're a little bit fatter, and I kind of, it's comfortable. That being said, I wouldn't be bummed out if I got these. They are going to be a little bit different. If you're that picky and that's a deal breaker for you, then maybe consider that before getting these. The plastic does feel a little tiny bit different. If you have really thin gloves, there is kind of a seam on the front that you notice a tiny bit, and then also there's a little plastic cutout, and if you're really squeezing in that area, you can kind of feel that. None of it's bad. It's just slightly different than stock. You're going to get used to it. Nobody would ever really complain about that unless you're hyper specific and hypercritical on how you want your levers to feel. So overall, it kind of depends. It's up to you what you like as far as aesthetics go. Do you think that plastic looks a little cheap or not? I don't know. It's up to you. I think they look pretty cool. I like that they come in lots of different colors. You know, having something that's unbreakable, that you can crash and bend back and crash and bend back. I mean, we all tip over, we all break levers. That's exactly what they're designed for. For moto, yeah, it's still like you don't want to DNF because you broke a lever and you can't use it. So that's kind of something to think about. And this is one way of going around it, other than a lever that has a very complicated knuckle that, you know, bends up and down and front and back. Those are heavier, larger, more complicated. This guy just folds forwards, folding lever, and then also bends in any direction it needs to bend. So that is the test of the Polisport Pivot Unbreakable levers. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe. Let us know in the comment section if you want to see any other product tests, hard parts, exhausts, tires, wheels, bars, any other product that you are interested in. If you are on YouTube, please check out vitalmx.com. Thanks for watching.